So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all gonna die soon, and there's no sequel.
In a world where saying the wrong thing can get you canceled faster than you can say woke, Ricky Gervais is the hero we never knew we needed. He's like a comedic surgeon, slicing through the nonsense with a scalpel made of sarcasm. Get ready for 10 minutes of Ricky Gervais tearing woke culture to shreds and laughing all the way to the bank.
If you're saying anything, you should polarize. You should polarize because everyone's different. So,
but this year you didn't host, and do you miss the fact that this was the Weinstein year?
Oh, I was salivating.
Let's kick things off with a little reality check from Ricky. Just because you're offended doesn't mean you get to shut down the conversation. Offense is like your Aunt Carol's tuna casserole. Some people love it, some people hate it, and some people are just allergic. But Ricky's right. If we start banning everything that someone might find offensive, we'll be left with nothing but cat videos, and even those might offend dog people. Walk the line, he pole vaults over it with a cheeky grin. Apologies? Not in his vocabulary. The guy's got a point. If you're going to make a joke, make it count. Woke culture wants comedians to tiptoe around feelings, but Ricky's here to remind us that humor is about pushing boundaries, not tiptoeing over them like you're sneaking out of a bad date.
Can't mention him anymore. He's cancelled. Not enough to apologise and move on. You got to. And the big controversy last time I did it was a Caitlyn Jenner joke.
Woke comedy. Ricky tried it, so you don't have to. It's like going to a buffet and finding out everything's gluten-free and tastes like cardboard. Comedy needs to have an edge, a punchline that makes you think, did he really just say that? Woke comedy is like a joke that apologizes before it even gets to the punchline. No wonder Ricky would rather watch Louis C.K. At least he's still throwing punches.
Women. Not all women. I mean the old-fashioned ones. You know, the old-fashioned women. Oh, God. You know, the ones with wombs. Oh.
Ricky dives into the deep end of the gender debate, and let's just say he's not wearing floaties. The man has a knack for pointing out the absurdities that woke culture tries to pass off as normal. It's like watching someone insist that a square peg fits in a round hole. It just doesn't, and no amount of shouting bigot is going to change that. Ricky's humor here is brutal, but hey, sometimes the truth hurts, and it's freaking hilarious.
So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. You don't want that.
Ah, the influencers. Ricky's take on them is like a breath of fresh air, if that air was filled with sarcasm and the sweet, sweet scent of reality. The idea that someone who sells detox teas and hair gummies on Instagram should be our moral compass is as laughable as it sounds. Ricky's poking fun at the absurdity of a world where the person with the most followers gets to tell us how to live. And if they threaten to leave the country, well, there's the door. Classic Ricky, taking a controversy and turning it on its head. The Caitlyn Jenner joke was never about Jenner's gender, it was about the insane way celebrity culture works. If you're famous enough, you can do almost anything and still be hailed as a hero. Ricky's not buying it, and neither should we. He's cutting through the noise to remind us that actions have consequences, no matter who you are or what you identify as.
So, it's already 3 hours long. Right, let's do the first award. The first award.
Apple, because nothing says woke like a company preaching about dignity while paying workers pennies to make your iPhone. Ricky's not letting them get away with it, and we're here for it. It's like watching a magician reveal the trick. It's all smoke and mirrors, and Ricky's the guy pulling back the curtain. Woke culture loves to point fingers, but Ricky's here to remind us that sometimes those fingers are covered in hypocrisy.
No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix. This show should just be me coming out going, well done Netflix, you win everything, good night. But no.
Ricky's got a knack for taking woke culture's obsessions and turning them into punchlines that hit harder than a brick wall. Diversity is important, sure, but when you start applying it to things like death, you've officially gone off the deep end. Ricky's humor here is like a cold splash of water, refreshing and a little shocking. He's reminding us that not everything needs to be a diversity checklist, and sometimes a joke is just a joke.
Humanity, which we mentioned, is your first comedy special in 7 years, and you say that it's the right time for it, the subject matter.
Ricky doesn't just poke the bear. He walks right up to it, slaps it across the face, and waits to see what happens. And let's be honest, we love him for it. He's not interested in pleasing the Hollywood elite. He's speaking to the rest of us who are tired of being told what to think, what to say, and how to laugh. Ricky's willing to take the risks because he knows that the truth, wrapped in a joke, is still the truth. And if it makes a few people squirm, even better.
Not all women. I mean the old-fashioned ones. You know, the old-fashioned women. Oh, God. You know, the ones with wombs. Oh. Those fucking dinosaurs.
And finally, Ricky takes identity politics to its most ridiculous conclusion: species realignment. It's absurd, it's outrageous, and that's exactly the point. Ricky's humor here is like a funhouse mirror, reflecting the ridiculousness of woke culture back at us. If you can identify as anything, why not a chimp? The man's got a point. Sometimes the only way to deal with the absurd is to laugh at it. And boy does Ricky make us laugh. In a world where free speech is constantly under attack, Ricky Gervais is the champion we didn't know we needed. He's not just making us laugh, he's making us think. And if this video offended you, well, that's kind of the point. Thanks for watching, and remember, the truth isn't always comfortable, but it's always funny.